When we're designing web pages, it's important to remember that things stack on top of each other, go right to left, top to bottom, right? That process of div tags stacking upon each other and inline elements going next to one another is something that we call normal flow. Now, all elements on a page, for the most part, are given either a block type or a inline type. And for example, let's take this list item here. And you can see when I hover over it, it goes all the way from the left to the right. And this is what we call a block element. And it shoves the next item that comes after it down underneath. You can see this list item goes underneath and goes all the way across. Now, this item right here, when I hover over the anchor tag, it does not go all the way across the screen from left to right. This is what we call an inline element. And if I was to type another character or something after this anchor element, you'd find that it would go next to it, not underneath it. And we can do that right here really easy. So I'm going to go into that home element. I'm just going to write home, away, or something. Okay, and we'll refresh that. And you can see how this item did not go underneath because our home anchor link is an inline element and it forces the item after. But let's say we're going to go into that CSS and we're going to specifically look at anchor links, and we know that anchor links by default get the display type of inline, okay? And that's what they're going to look like by default, and we can refresh that and things are fine. But if I change that display inline to be block and I refresh that, then that home away now goes underneath. And if we look at that and inspect that a little bit more clearly, you can see how that anchor link now goes all the way across the screen from left to right. And that home away is then shoved underneath, and our next li goes along and just does its thing. So I want everybody to understand that some elements are inline, some elements are block. Now there's other types of display types out there, but for right now, it's best to understand the difference between inline and block, and it makes things a lot simpler. Now, again, that stacking from top to bottom of block elements and that left to right of normal inline elements, that's again what we call normal flow. And there's certain things that we're going to cover in this class that are going to break out of normal flow, and we'll cover those in some future videos.